Hey folks, hope you all are having a good day here. Just a little reminder. Silver, it's the coin of the people, if you choose to buy it. Found out recently that, people are always like, this is not financial advice. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm like, is pretty much everything, is everything now like a credentialist sort of thing? Can you just not give out any kind of advice to anyone ever, or else you'll get sued, or someone will throw you in jail for presenting yourself as some credentialed expert? It's like, you're not a financial advisor. You can't give financial advice. Why not? Why not? You can't tell people it's good to buy silver. You're not a certified financial planner. See, you're just a financial planner, whereas I am a certified financial planner. I think that was like the public accountant thing from I think it was the producers. You are just a public accountant, whereas you are just a PA, public accountant, whereas I am a CPA, certified public accountant. Not financial advice. Not financial advice. I'm going to buy it and ask for delivery. I've been actually looking to increase my silver hoard because I think it's a really good metal to have because you can use it. It's really fungible and meaning like all the pieces are really easy to figure out and they're all interchangeable. And you can actually, it's not so valuable as gold that you can actually buy it. You can actually buy it right now. You look stressed. Something happened. Yeah. My mother-in-law had an event early this morning. She's okay, but she's not doing too good. So she had, I'm trying to remember what it's called. She basically, her heart rate rose for no reason. And so they had to give her a bunch of drugs for that. So, yeah. So that's going on, but otherwise I'm pretty good. So we're going to do some gaming today and have a little fun. See what people want to talk about today. I'm going to be on another stream at 3:30, so I'm going to keep this one probably to an hour, so I have a little time to do some other work in between that. And so yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to turn on my bright light for a few minutes here so we can actually see what I'm doing here. Where's my camera controls? I've always got to tweak these things because they're always off by a bunch. Here we go. That's a little better. So this is something, if you guys are setting up camera lighting, just in general, you usually use a fill light. I use 3 lights. So there's like a bright, next bright, less bright. Turn off the bright one for gaming because it's just like you have light bulbs shining in your eyes all the time. It gets to be a little bit too bright. But generally, the brighter the lights, the better things are going to look. So, and the more directly on your face, it's going to look the better you'll look. So if things are off to the side or if things are like very, coming down from above, you tend to look very like kind of depressed. I had this dream last night that me and Tom Araya lived on the same street. But we both lived in horrific pods. So we lived in tiny pod apartments. So it was actually a nightmare. But it's like, yeah, me and Tom, we live on the same street. We both live in pods and eat bugs, but, it's cool. I live on the same street as Tom Araya. Yeah, and you can smelt this into bullets. Now, I recommend if you're going to shoot silver bullets at something, my recommendation is not to get like a bullet mold and be like, I'm gonna put this in my 44 or put this in my 38. Rather, you should melt them into slugs, 1 ounce slugs or thereabout, and shoot them out of a 12 gauge shotgun. That is going to be safer for your gun. The truth is, silver is a lot harder than lead, so forcing a solid silver bullet, and it's harder than copper too, down a rifled barrel will not be good for your gun and possibly not good for your life. So I do not recommend, this is not gun advice. I'm not a certified gun advisor. Don't fire silver bullets out of your gun unless it's like a smoothbore, because you are forcing a forcing a bullet into rifling that is designed for lead, not for silver. And I think it's actually the same. I'd actually say the same thing about solid copper bullets. I'd avoid those too, if you can avoid them. Although they've been, different states have been trying to make you use like non-lead bullets because they're like, the lead is bad. We heard lead is bad in school, so you can't just shoot lead into dirt. There could be bad. You got to use not lead. I kind of get it for waterfowl because you're shooting lead into water, and so if the water is acidic, it's going to leach the lead into the water. It's never acidic, but where the ducks could like eat the lead, I guess. But for regular things like it's like copper ammunition, that's stupid. Oh, we're going to make it out of tungsten. We have to find something that's 100 times more expensive than lead and make you buy that. Now, here's the thing about all gun control. And I actually made this thread on Twitter, and maybe I'll see if I can find it real quick. Most laws are actually not about the law. Okay? Most laws are actually about rewarding friends and punishing enemies. And when you understand this, you'll see why they never work. They never work. They do work. They work according to their intended effect. Their intended effect is not what they've been talking about. So that's why environmental regulations never affect the environment. And like by the time they become a law, all the people who are Green Party people are like, this isn't what we wanted. Yeah, of course it's not. It's because you got sold to vote on a politician, but what they wanted to do was take their power and reward their friends and punish their enemies, which is why they give contracts to people who donated. Green energy is about kickbacks to certain companies. Same thing with the remember compact fluorescent bulbs when they were mandated. Well, there were certain patent holders, and wouldn't you know it, they tended to like to donate a lot of money to Barack Obama and other politicians in the other party as well, which is really just one party, but the other party wing. And wouldn't you know it, it became mandatory for everybody to use these CFLs that would benefit this one company called Philips that held the patents. Well, funny how that works. So it's really about rewarding your friends, and then the people have to deal with really crappy lights that are dim, take a long time to get bright enough, are full of toxic mercury that actually is harmful, and generally much more expensive than just buying incandescent bulbs. And it's one of those things where it's like, we got to save all this energy. It's like light bulbs are not the big users of energy, guys. That's like air conditioners and stuff. So it's like, if you look at your power bill, my power bill during the winter is like, I have a big house and it's like nothing, In the summer, it's like hundreds of dollars because we're running an air conditioner. Turns out that like running a big compressor that requires mechanical action uses a lot more energy than just forcing electrons through a little filament. Funny how that works. So yeah, laws are mostly about this. So gun control, all gun control is really about punishing your enemies. It has never moved the needle on violent crime, and it never will, because that's the impossibility, at least for the way that they approach it. Instead, it's about making guns more expensive to buy, more expensive to own, more annoying to buy, more annoying to own, and to create legal hazards that could get people locked up who otherwise would not be locked up, because the people who you are inconveniencing and you're punishing are Republicans. They're voters from the other party. Democrats are for gun control not because of crime reasons. They don't care about crime, which is why they like to release violent criminals back on the streets, because that benefits a different set of friends. So they don't care about violent crime. What they care about is punishing their enemies. That's why all gun control is directed towards making things inconvenient, not actually solving any problems. And even people who believe in gun control are always like perplexed how the law never does anything correct. Well, it's because it's about making things more expensive. It's about taxing Republicans and punishing them for voting for the other party. That's what it's about. So anyway, I have that thread. I have a bunch of examples on the thread. There's so many more, though. There's so many more, and they're all going to be pretty good. Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, gun control is a really good example. It's like, we want to make you use solid copper bullets because it's more annoying and worse for your gun, and you can't really do it. So that's what it's about. Here you go. Here's the thread. Yeah, there's millions been made off the gun issue. Well, I didn't say I wasn't a certified gun broker. I'm not a certified gun safety person. I don't even know if that's a thing. But yeah, I wouldn't fire silver bullets out of into a rifled barrel. I wouldn't do that. So that's something that I would not do. Okay, so hope you guys are having a good day. I will be on that show at 3:30, so make sure you drop by for that. And what else? Let's play some games, shall we? Let me see if I can get the old Vita hooked up here. I've really enjoyed playing these games on the PlayStation Vita, partly because I like my Vita a lot. I think it's quite a good system, but also because it lets me make a little bit of progress, I guess, on the fly. Sometimes a little bit annoying to set up so that you guys can see it, but it's worth it. Here we go. I'm going to turn off this bright light because it's going to blind me. There we go. Bum, bum, bum. There we go. All right. Now we have to go find this place. So I'm going to ask around and see if anyone knows where the place is. I'd be killed. Maybe if the oh, look at this. If the princess is a prize, maybe I should enter. Who am I kidding? I'd be killed. Even the dragoons couldn't stand against the might of the Empire. Oh, I hope the princess is all right. Palamecia, it lies far to the south of Kashuan. Okay. The monsters living in the Palamecian desert are said to be very tough, so be careful. All right, there you go. So now we know where it is. It's far to the south. Can't stand it. Minwu still hasn't returned from Mysidia. There's a prison beneath the Colosseum where they're having the tournament. I bet the princess is being held there. Oh, good to know. So we're gathering some information. You must save the princess. I intend to. Take care, Prince Gordon. The Vita's becoming hard to find. You can still get them at GameStop, but they're not that cheap. I was actually thinking about getting a Model 1. I have a slim model. Getting the so-called fat model because it has an OLED. The OLED screen on it's really nice. It's a very nice screen. So if you want the better screen. But I think the LCD screen on the slim is just fine. It looks great. Just if you like those if you're playing in the dark a lot, I think the OLED screen looks really good. If you're one of those people that likes to pick up the Vita and play in the dark, it's pretty good in the dark. Probably under normal conditions, it's just not that big of a difference. So the contrast is not that much better. All right, we got to go far to the south. Let's see what our mana's like. Yeah, we'll just recharge it real quick. Go to the inn. Find the princess. Yes, I would like to restore my HP and MP. That would be good. Pleasant dreams. I don't even know how much gil I have now. It seems like a lot. The never-ending quest. Yeah. You saw like Alex Jones here react when the princess was throwing himself. He's like, what? What's going on here? It turns out to be a monster girl. Now the anime fans are like, that's what we really want. Monster girls. There's our ship. Hitting these low-level enemies for 900. You know, I've heard people say like GameStop's all packed now. Like people are just like running into GameStop to get stuff. It's like the publicity. People all of a sudden are like believing in games. Now it's funny because I remember 10 years ago, everyone, including me, were like, man, I hate GameStop. You know, GameStop sucks. We should just get all our games digitally. Like GameStop just used games, or, you know, they don't help developers. You just listen to like the propaganda and against physical games. Physical games are good. I don't want physical games to go away. Where is Cash One? Let's find out. The only thing is like the buttons are not like it's kind of the B select is hard to do. Where's Cash One? All right, so we can actually scroll around here. So I'm guessing it's down here. So we'll go, we're here. We'll go down here. There's mountains surrounding it. So maybe we might have to go land here and then go up through here. Or, I don't know, maybe travel around here? I'm not sure what it's going to look like. So we'll find out. Let's give it a shot. I don't really consider GameStop that good of a company, no. GameStop has a business model that generally we haven't liked for a long time because the business model is, okay, we'll sell you a used game because our profit margin on the used game is way bigger than on a new game. Then you want to sell the game back and we give you like $1 for it. And then we resell it for 40. And like that's how they make their profit. That's a big part. It's all about the trading aspect, like trading in your games. And I'll be honest, like I've used GameStop a bunch of times. I bought my original DS used at a GameStop because it was more affordable that way. Like I could actually buy one. Whereas if I wanted to buy one new, it was like $200 or something at the time. It was just too expensive for me. So GameStop does a couple of things, like it makes it more affordable for people to play video games, like to get into the hobby or just experience video games by buying and selling used systems. It provides a service to people who don't really want their systems anymore, or don't want their games. You know, they play a game once and they're kind of done. It provides a service to them because it allows them to recover value from that. Let's see what these antlions do. Just remember what the little guys tried to do with GameStop is how free market works. Now watch how fast the government and Wall Street moves to make sure it never works like that again. Yeah, I'm going to say that the move is going to be to try to make it so people can't buy individual stocks. Individual normal people can't buy individual stocks. Rather, you can only buy stocks by buying into these mutual funds and things like that. Or to make it prohibitively expensive, like you have to just like with day trading, you have to have an equity account with like 20 grand or something in it. So it's like you can't buy individual stocks unless you're going through a company and you give them an equity account of like $30,000, and then you can decide to buy individual stocks through that broker. But otherwise, you don't get to buy individual stocks at all. AMC was saved from bankruptcy by the push. Yeah. And like an AMC is a theater chain, like I think this is it. I think this is where we need to be. Should probably save. Save right. Palamecia. Apparently I've already been there. Well, gee, I don't know what to do now. Is the Coliseum where I need to be? I think it is. Whoa! Here's how to save GameStop. Put in a few couches and stools and arcade boxes. Get a liquor license. Instant success. The Emperor. May you fight well this day. To the victor goes Hilda, Princess of Finn. Yeah, AMC literally gets killed by government-mandated shutdowns of the economy, and Wall Street tries to take advantage. Not today. So, I mentioned this on stream last night. The way that the shorting strategy really works. Whoa, look at this behemoth. This guy looks so cool. What a cool sprite. You know, the reason they were shorting 120% of available shares, of floating shares, that's shares that people could buy and sell on the exchange. It basically doubles the supply of shares. You're selling shares that don't exist, which pushes the price down. So it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you can leverage if you can push enough money into short selling, you can force the stock price to go down just due to the laws of supply and demand. Then you sell the stock in a couple days after it plummets because you've increased the supply by short selling, and then the stock will pop back up because everybody, because it goes back to equilibrium, right? So you basically just siphoned money out of other stockholders. It's kind of a win-lose thing. It's kind of funny the number of people. Short selling is one thing, but short selling over 100% of the available shares is basically market manipulation. It's using imaginary shares to manipulate the price of something. I'd say it's more the hyper elite that manipulate the market, don't want the average Joe to succeed. That's it. I should pay attention to how much damage I'm doing. Probably not a lot here. He does pretty good damage. No. Gordon, you're not doing nothing. Alright, Gordon. Let's hit him with some fire. Let's attack here. Gordon. See if you can blind him. Try that. Can't touch a stock. Can't utilize on fief. Why even buy? Fire again. Alright, fire. Do like no damage, but 21! Apparently the press secretary's husband works for Capital LLC. Of course they do. And you got to think that all of these people have their money in these hedge funds. The politicians care about the outcome of hedge funds because they themselves have their money in them. So of course they care about the outcome of the hedge funds. They don't want their money to, they don't want to lose money. And they probably don't have it in a wise way. It's probably not like 10% of their portfolio, but it's like 50% is in hedge funds where they can let their friends manipulate the market. Nobly fought. Now let us give you your just reward. This is your chance to slay the emperor. Here is your reward. A reward befitting rebels, Alex Jones. Dark Knight. Humph. Throw them in a cell. Oh no, we're in prison. What's this? Sometimes these random dust clouds appear and I'm like, what are those? A sturdy iron gate blocks the doorway. Oh, here comes a friend. Here comes a cute little guy. Question mark? Yeah? Paul, lights out. Oh, it's the greatest thief ever, Paul. Remember, Robinhood app was a scam when they fed the free traders data to the hedge fund behind them. Knowing a large number of buys or sells is coming is a sure way to make a profit. Yeah. Never did like the look of the newer Final Fantasy sprites. Just makes them look like a phone game. A lot of them ended up on phone, but a lot of a couple of them are based on these PSP versions. So, like, here's the thing, is, like, the influence is in the reverse. Like, it looks like a phone game. No, phone games look like this. It's not that this looks like a phone game, it's that phone games look like this. Oh, I could just go across the water. Well, that's helpful. Anything in here? Nope. Monsters are in here. Whoa! Look at these monsters. These chimeras, which turned out to not even be a big deal in the last dungeon. Like, one-shot them. Blaze! Ooh. That seems like a good spell. Need to get that. Maybe drops a tome. And Alex Jones kidnapped and imprisoned by an evil conspiracy. Apparently, yeah. What if the money that's being printed relentlessly by the feds ends up being used to cover the shorts rather than purchase equity? Sounds really unhealthy. Yeah, well, A large portion of the Federal Reserve's money just ends up in the stock market, just ends up being traded in the stock market and never really gets down to the street level. It's one of the reasons they're printing so much money, but why isn't the price of everything going up? Well, it's because the people aren't getting the money. The money filters into through the bank system, which then ends up in the investment sphere, pushing up the price of stocks. Now, this is good for people in the short term who are in the market because the higher stock prices means that they can buy and sell. They can basically get more money trading, and what they're basically doing is getting the money that was printed into their pocket because it's only being used in the stock market. There's a couple of financial experts that have talked about this, that there's a whole portion of the money supply that, like the loans come from the Federal Reserve but can only be used in between banks, which means that they could be used for investment stuff between banks. And that's what they are. So they basically end up in the stock market, and only when people are selling their shares, when they're cashing out, does the money eventually end up on the street with the normal people. So that slows down the inflation. But when people start selling off their shares, you're going to see like a hyperinflation happen because that money hasn't been in the economy. It's been floating around inflating stock prices, not actually doing anything. Elixir. That's good. I don't know if that makes any sense. Well, there's a door down there. Let's check that door. Nothing. Let's go with this. Oop. Antidote. Monster in a box. Woo! Careful, my friend. Do not go into the millionaires and the billionaires must pay. This isn't an eat the rich situation. It's a punish the manipulators situation. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not into... It's not necessarily about eating the rich. And rich can mean many different things. You know, but in this case, it's you manipulate a tiny section of the market that lets you siphon off the value from regular people who want to hold and trade stock. So it's not a case like when you're short selling in this way to force the price to go down. It's not a case of like normal economic activity where there's not really winners and losers. Like if you have eggs to sell and I want to buy eggs, we both benefit from you selling the eggs. You get what you want, which is money, and I get what I want, which is eggs. No, I guess there's nothing up here. I like to thoroughly explore these areas to get all the loot. But rather, it's people want to hold and trade stock normally according to what they think about the company and whether they want to buy into the company, whether they want to vote on the board, you know, what they want to do with the company. And then you come in and just imaginarily use a big pool of money to create shares that don't exist, which you then take away a week later. It just siphons the money out of the people trying to trade. It sends a bunch of artificial signals into the market. So if you buy and hold, ooh, Scourge, what does that do? So if you buy and hold, that shorts that. It gets rid of that problem because then you're basically they're trying to flip supply and demand, and you are basically making the demand meet supply. It's like, okay, we're going to create twice as much supply, and it's like, okay, we're going to create twice as much demand. In fact, we're going to create 4 times as much demand. Let's see who doesn't know it yet. There we go. That's good. I need to use that one more because it does poison damage, and that's like really good for strong enemies. Aki has a spell called Bow 3. What do you think about the Save the Princess trope? I have a friend who's reading a book with these tropes, and while she says she should hate it, she's thoroughly sucked into it. Well, they work. Tropes are tropes for a reason. You know, they work. Why do people want to save the princess? Well, the damsel in distress is an effective trope because people care about the outcome of women, first of all. It's something that's built into our DNA. It's like this. It's the save the eggs thing. Whoa. That was a powerful spell. Right. It's save the eggs. So that's built into us. Is like protect the vulnerable. Protect women. So you have that going for you. Plus, there's this idea of, from the male side, is like you save the high status female and you gain status from that. Like you marry her. Essentially. Oh, he's out of magic somehow. There we go. Pod life. That's why, I mean, this is a thing people don't get as well, is that people make non-economic decisions. In other words, they will decide to do things because they want to do them, not because they are going to give them economic benefit. Yeah, I think that wizard like drained all our mana, which is pretty awful. Watch out for that. You know, having kids is an economic negative. So you hear all these mammon worshippers are like, oh, it costs all this money to raise kids and blah, blah, blah. It's like, I intentionally have reduced my lifestyle. I moved out of LA. My wife and I reduced our income. You're hurting the economy. We reduced GDP by making less money. We're so bad because we reduced GDP by... Now we need to get rid of these. Which one does it? The sorcerers or the wizards? I think we need to grind down. Oh, it's the wizards that we got to get rid of. All right, that hit our health, not our mana. I think our mana is drained from something else. But I don't know what happened to Gordon's mana. All his mana like disappeared. Whatever. Let's get rid of these sorcerers quickly. They're a little tough to beat. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Oh, Osmos. So that's the one. It completely drains our mana. That's bad. That's quite bad. We need like an Osmos tome to like get mana back. Which means we can't use our magic very much. So yeah, I mean, I moved out of the city because like we were working ourselves to the bone to not go anywhere, to like pay extreme rent, and yeah, we lived a mile from the beach, but we didn't have that much time to go to the beach. Aura Tome. Ooh, Flare Tome. These are really good. But I don't have any magic to use them, so... We have, I can teach Gordon Blizzard. I wonder if I can get my MP filled somehow. Flare Tome. Marty Sue can use that. Aura. Enhances effectiveness against various foes. Alright. Get a buff spell. Alright. I don't think I didn't buy more potions. This is really bad. I may have to like reload a save because of those wizards. Princess Hilda, hold on. We'll get you out of there. I've become much more productive in writing and music now that I have a child. The value of your time and energy becomes so much more apparent when you're doing father duty. Yeah. I notice the busier I get, the more focused I get on what matters. Gordon, I never thought to see you here. Gordon, take the princess and go. No! We're gonna lose all of our stuff again. We'll draw the gods' attention while you escape. Thank you, Alex Jones. Be careful. Well, dang it. He keeps walking away with all my equipment. Diamond cuirass. Knight's armor. Alright. Okay. Alright. Now, how are we going to get out of here now? What's going on? There's a cat trying to get in or something? Or my family might be back. I'm getting the real feeling that the boomers don't care if everything burns down so long as it's after they kick the bucket. They keep pushing things, and at some point it's just gonna go tits up. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing, is... I could imagine, you know... In fact, I've had my aunt, who's a baby boomer, say stuff that's basically like, you just hate old people. It's like, I don't hate old people. You know, the reality is you're demanding that we pay for services that we're not going to receive, you know, which I can do, but I can do that voluntarily to like my family that I care about. I don't want to pay for somebody's retirement when they, you know, didn't feel like actually paying for it themselves. Yeah, I get that you want all the benefits for no money. I get that that's very pleasing. I can't use the cottage. I have ethers if it gets down to it. I'm gonna save. Let's make a new save. All the boomers in my family inherited tons of cash and living it up. The younger people in my family are struggling. Do I just leave? I guess we leave. Did the princess escape or not? Let's go ahead and use the cottage. Now that we have one. That's why you don't let friends borrow stuff. I learned that as a kid. Like, I let a friend borrow Super Mario Brothers 3, and my dad had to go get it back from his dad because he wouldn't give it back. And my dad was like, "This is why you don't lend things to people." And really, the appropriate thing is you should only lend things to people out of a spirit of charity, meaning you don't expect to get it back. You know, I lent an air conditioner to some needy family. I had like a plug-in air conditioner that my mother-in-law cared about. And it's like, we'll get it back. You know, everyone's pretending like they're going to get it back. I'm like, I'm giving this away. I really want this. I really want to have this on hand because there's going to be a lot of rolling blackouts this year in California and probably elsewhere. I would really like this. But this other person needs it right now, and I can't afford to buy another one next year. So I'll just give it. And if they give it back, great. And if they don't ever give it back, I lent it out of a spirit of charity. I lent it knowing I would never see it again. So I'm at peace if I don't get the air conditioner back. I'll just buy another one. In fact, I probably need to keep like an eye out. They usually will start selling them in spring. But if you can get a deal on one of those portable air conditioners, that's pretty helpful. was watching a live stream on DLive once, and a literal old boomer said he doesn't worry about the economy or the demographic replacement in the U.S. because he will be dead by then. I think Thomas Sowell basically said this. He goes, I'm somewhat glad that I won't have to live to see what's happening. Because all the things that I opposed happened. You know? He's like, I'm somewhat glad that I'm old. That I won't have to see what happens. You know? He's not a boomer. He's older than a boomer. He was in Korea, I think. The main way to tell a boomer from a Gen Xer is that the latter complains about how nothing will be left for them. Millennials either don't work hard or don't expect to get anything. Yeah. I'd say people in my generation, I don't know, my father kind of hammered it into me. He's like, there's not going to be anything left. He's like, this is, you know, you need to be doing things that are going to provide for you when you're old because there won't be Social Security. And my dad just assumed there wouldn't even be Social Security for him. He's like, maybe we'll get a tiny amount of money out of Social Security, but nowhere near what I put in. He goes, I have to provide for my retirement elsewhere. So yeah, I mean, it's real. I have a professor friend who has that charity lending trait. He let me borrow books over the years only to refuse to take them when I offered to return them. Yeah. So you lend them out of charity because some people won't accept charity, but they'll take a loan too. And you shouldn't charge interest in that with that in mind, right? Like charitable lending is something where you're not trying to charge someone for the use of it because that person needs it for a while, you know, so you loan it to them. You don't loan it with interest like they're a business. Let's see if Hilda made it back or if like I didn't do something right. Sometimes this is like the case where you don't do it right. Okay, she's not here. Maybe I need to go back to where I was or just like reload the save. Well, maybe this guy will say something. Prince Gordon and Princess Hilda have pitched camp near Finn. Okay, you should head there immediately to lend your strength to the cause. Okay, great. So now we know what's up. I'm going to need to buy some consumables. I don't need these. Let's buy... How much gil do I have? 237,000. Let's buy 100 of these bad boys. Alright. Buy some high potions. We'll buy 20 of them. Let's buy... I have eye drops, antidotes. We have all these. Alright. Let's buy... We have Phoenix Downs. We have some Ethers. Let's buy another cottage just in case we need it. We don't really need elixirs though. It's probably better to sell the elixirs. I mean, you can actually they're useful in like a tough battle, so it's okay to hold on to them, I guess. All right, let's go meet up with these people. I finished my bachelor's thesis today. Good job. The weird thing is I enjoyed writing it. Might end up a researcher. Doesn't seem so bad after all. What sucks about being a researcher is really once you get to graduate school, the mask starts to come off of things. That's what happened with me. And then it's not quite as cool, you know. I found a very intact Diablo battle chest today at Habitat for Humanity store. A kingly artifact. We'll be able to run it on Windows 10. You probably. And if you can't, you can probably run it through DOSBox just fine. DOSBox will run almost anything. So I haven't done original Diablo, but I've done Diablo 2 on the PC, and it runs okay on Windows 8, like on compatibility mode, it runs fine. Because it ran on, this is one of the cool things about Windows is that it's very backward compatible. So I think Diablo 2 is like an actual Windows game. Diablo might be a DOS game. Not an opinion. Opinion, not financial advice. Not financial advice. No, none of this is advice. No advice. No one's giving out advice. I'm just telling you what to do, what I'm doing. I actually like Nassim Taleb's idea on advice, which is you shouldn't be asking me what to do. You should be asking me what's in my portfolio. It should have to be what I do. What I do is more important than what I would advise you to do. Well, I have silver right here. I have 2 silver coins. Silver pennies. That's the sound of money. And I got a big stack of those little half dollars here. I got more of these kicking around too. These are good to have. So that's more the bullion. We're taking back the castle. So good to have all the manual and lore. Yeah, Diablo is DOS. You can play with DOSBox. Okay, there you go. Good day, Tech Roach. Yeah, so I think Windows 2, though, Diablo 2 might be an actual Windows game. We've breached the castle gates. The enemy is in disarray. Now is our chance. There's Gordon. It should be the heart of our attack. When we hold the bulk of the Imperial forces at bay, you'll slip in and kill the Castellan. Maybe we get Pirate Girl back. Alex J, Marisu, Sam Hyde, I owe you my life. It would appear you also deserve credit for destroying the Dreadnought. I don't know how I can ever thank you enough. You could marry Alex Jones. Let's see what we've got here. Is there anything we can ask about? I wonder if there's anything we can show her that's good, like the... maybe the... Where is it down here? Pendant. Nothing happens. Okay. Alright. Can we go in the tents? Nope. Alright. Anything else we're supposed to do here? I don't think so. She said something about stocks. Now you're a cutard and bullying the poor hedgy heroes. It's like people who short stocks are heroes. Yeah, that's why they're shorting so much stock. Like 150% of the available stock to buy. They shorted. Yeah, Gordon, give me my stuff back. The original Diablo was for Windows 95, 98. It doesn't run properly on modern Windows. But you can download the open source version called Devolution X or buy the fixed version on Good Old Games. I think I have a version that runs on the Vita. Weirdly enough. Okay, now I can go into the castle. Okay. I'm going to Castle Finn. Are we sneaking in or are we like rushing in head first? Do you feel like a pirate having all those big coins? Not really. Chat, don't forget to give David a like for Saturday stream. Awesome conversation and good wisdom here. Thank you. So yeah, good to know that you can run the original. I haven't tried the original Diablo in a long time. It's a great game though. A pirate girl, are you back? You don't want to be hacking your way deep into the enemy territory without me. Excellent. Does she still have her stuff? Does she still have the equipment I gave her? Let's find out. Oh, she's got no health, though. Yeah, she does. Sweet. Okay. I don't think she needs the gold shield. I think it already provides what she needs. What does the gold shield do? Resistant to poison. What's the gold? What's the gold hairpin do? Resistant to lighting. Okay, never mind. The gold... These gold things do different things. Alright. Oh, we can just use R. It's way down here now. Potion. And we have tons of gold to spam potions at ourselves. I'd love to hear your analysis of the GameStop situation. Yeah, I did one last night. Basically, I mean, there's so much to talk about. Basically, I expect the government to intervene in ways that are going to just really tear the mask off. Where it's like, and just like the propaganda is in full force. So the propaganda is trying to paint the people who did this as literal Nazis, as Nazis. They're Nazis. All these Nazis meeting up on Reddit to you know, stick it to the hedge fund managers. Oh wait, the one guy we need to kill is the... Is it sorcerers, or I think it's the purple one. No! Ah, oh, man. God, that is brutal. It just like sucks all your mana. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we might have to like reload a save here. Yeah, dude, this is brutal. And then after the mask is off, the proletariat can begin her glorious revolution. I wouldn't say that. It's mostly like, you know, I don't know what benefit will happen once. It's clear to me that the elites don't really care that much about appearances after November. They just assume they can tell you whatever they feel like, and you'll believe them. Yeah, I might have to reload a save here. Because of all that magic going. Yeah, so the propaganda is basically in full force. And they assume that they can make people believe whatever they want. Most of the people who are dealing with it... Let's do a high potion. Here we go. Most of the people who are watching these shows have no idea how short sellers might be manipulating the market. They've never even thought about it, right? They've never even thought about this before, and they're not going to think critically about it now. At least we got a bunch of level ups here. All right, let's see if Asuna gets rid of it. Yeah. All right. Ooh, where are we now? This castle's pretty cool. Whoa, what is this? Not a ripple of imperfection mars the surface of this mirror. Ask? Apparently I can talk to this thing. Probably in the wrong place here. We can try the pendant. Oh, something's happening. Yeah, so they'll come away thinking short selling's like a normal thing, and like having a couple of firms collude to short sell more shares than exist in order to make the stock price tank and destroy a business so that they could profit is probably okay. An image of an egg shimmers in the mirror. Okay. So what do we do here? Do I smash it? Can I break it? Well, I don't know what I do there. What happened to the pendant? Okay. Ask the mirror for its Snapchat. Okay. I don't know what I'm supposed to do there. Is there something I could do here? I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Maybe I need some kind of hammer to break it. I don't know. What's happening? All right. I need to go somewhere else, I think. I think this part of the castle is not where I need to be. Let's try a different corridor. Let's go this way. Chimeras. Blue Yoshi. Predictions on how much the Robin Hood app will be sold for later this year. I have a strong inkling that some Wall Street types will buy it just to shut it down. I think, I mean, it might get shut down by, I mean, it might have committed SEC violations. Apparently got calls from the White House to stop trading. So I don't know. We're not going to know for a while. Played a little Final Fantasy XII last night. Letting the game grind for me is relaxing. I like Final Fantasy XII a lot. It's one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. Great aesthetically, great music. I like the combat system. You know, the combat system can be very in-depth if you actually play it. It doesn't have too much positional aspect to it, so if you were kind of turned off by having to do all the positioning in Dragon Age Origins, Final Fantasy XII is a good alternative. Yeah, and the newer versions have the speed up button, which helps a lot. Because a lot of times you're just running around trying to kill certain monsters, and that just really helps. Once you get your classes and everything set up, then the game really takes off and you can blow through stuff. I do like that they have optional bosses like Yazmat, I think. Like the Shadow Dragon. Break Tome. That might be useful. Toad Tome. Death Tome. Okay. Alright. Break. Kills foes instantly. He's full of... I think he's full on magic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, he can learn 2 more spells. Let's learn... Death. She can learn 2 more. We need to start using Flare to, like, level that up. Toad. Let's see if we can use Flare a bit. Not the best place to like try to level stuff up, but you know, it might work. Let's see if we can turn something into a toad real quick. Problem is these spells start off at level 1. You have to like level them up to use them. Kind of sucks. So that didn't do much. Yeah, Flare is like 1 MP right now. I have to level it up. Am I the only person who has a problem with the plot of Oblivion? I like the movie, but the plot exists solely for an obvious twist and otherwise makes no sense. I haven't watched it, so I don't know. I don't watch a lot of movies anymore. It's something I kind of got out of. I have no ability to sit down for 2 hours and do anything except like stream on like Saturdays. It's like sitting down to watch a movie is just like right out. I just don't have time for it. Maybe in a couple years. Okay, we totally went the wrong way. This is also the wrong way. Yes! Got him down. He's the one who takes our mana. Yeah, I don't really watch him anymore. I just don't... It doesn't fit into my life. You know? Maybe when like, you know, all the theaters are back. Then we can watch movies again. Ooh, that hurt. It's captains. There we go. A drain tome. There we go. That's what we need. Drain. That looks like a good one to use. Absorb foes' HP. Modisu can use that. Actually, I probably should have given that to Sam Hyde. I'm jealous. There was a big chance I wouldn't finish the thesis on time. Constantly procrastinating, do other things at the last minute. Excellence is a habit. It all starts with work habits, guys. Work habits are really important. Great, 3,000 gil. Get that from like killing one monster at this point. Actually, level up our... See, I can actually walk outside and use a cottage as well. Like, or just go run back to the inn real quick. So that's something I can do. I think I might do that. Let's do that real quick, because we're back at the beginning of the castle. Might as well. Might as well, like, use our magic up, you know? Get things past level 1. So we can actually do some damage. Look at that damage. 3. Aura. Didn't do anything, I think. Look at the toads falling from the sky. Didn't do anything. There we go. Sleep. Keep hitting flare here. Scourge. Poison him. Just kind of level our magic here. Toads. Yeah, the ending of Magnolia. Magnolia I thought was a really bad movie. I should talk about it again sometime. I haven't seen it since it came out, but I was just like, man, what a bad movie. Totally postmodern in like the worst possible way. See, these spells only cost like 1 mana, so they're pretty good to do. To level up here. White men capture Kong from his island near Africa, transport him by boat in chains to America to work against his will. Is this an allegory for something? It's an allegory for kaiju. Yeah, physically aggravating to pay attention to a movie. You have to think about what people are subjected to for work all day. You know, movies rose to prominence when people were working with their hands and things all day. So a movie was relaxing. To like go to the movie theater and sit down and relax was a treat. Same thing to sit down and watch a baseball game for hours. That's what we got here. Aro just worked, so let's try Curse. And we'll keep leveling up Flare here. Curse. Level it up so it works. Alright, look at that. Everybody's like unhittable. You know, but now people stare at screens all day, and you come home, it's like that's the last thing you want to do, is to like sit down on your butt and stare at a screen. I totally get it. Miss, 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 miss. See, this is perfect. It's like a perfect pack to do this for. They have tons of HP, so you can hit them with stuff. And we can do blind, you know, just like get these leveled up a little bit. See, these are at level 4. Whatever the MP cost, that's the level that you're at. So, Flare. Let's get Flare up. It's going to take a while, but it's worth it. Then our magic is actually good. Yeah, most movies I don't care to see a second time either. It's like Magnolia, I thought it was boring and bad. I don't ever want to watch it again. If I wanted to do content on it, I'd have to watch it again. I'm like, man, I just can't subject myself to that. Let's see, break. Get these going. I think we've done all the flare. Like, we'll level up a bunch of spells here from level 1. Let's do Toad one more time. Because they won't level up in combat. So we've done Blizzard enough. We'll do Curse. Probably won't hit, but it's okay. Streaming movies takes me 3 days to watch. 15-20 minutes and I have to stop and come back to it later. Yeah, people are like, oh, our culture's got attention deficit disorder. It's like, well, people are forced to sit in a little cubicle for 8 hours a day doing menial mental tasks. Yeah, of course they have attention deficit after doing that. They don't want to sit there and focus in that way. It's not relaxing for them. Do sleep. Alright, we've got Flare leveled up. Let's do Drain. Magic. What do we have here? Oh, we can do Berserk. Magic. Stun. We'll do Stun. I'm off to smoke my pipe out in the shed before supper. Thanks for stopping by. I think I'll probably call it here as soon as I'm done spamming this little thing here. Drain. Ouch. So Drain healed them, and it hurt Marisu because they're undead. That is wild. So Drain works in reverse. I wonder if I could drain my party to damage them. Oh, I bet I could drain my party to, like, siphon health into whoever else. Let's see what else we've got here. Scourge. Do that. Let's cure Layla here. Scourge again. Defend. Yeah, these do like no damage here, you know, because it's like level 1 spell. Let's see what else we got. Stun him. What else do we have that's like not... Try that one. Sleep. And defend. Miss. Hollywood has a penchant for bashing capitalism and profiting from the effort. I don't know if you can call anything in our system capitalist at this point. I think the term doesn't make sense anymore. Didn't turn any of them to stone. Alright, let's kill these guys and get on with it. They can't even hit me. That's what's great about it. That shield skill paying off. Flare, intelligence, toad, intelligence, magic. Yeah, I think we're supposed to go through that main corridor there. But we can just leave. Now he can do... Let's see what's down here that has... We'll do Aura. And then we can do Flare, level 2. And we can do Toad, level 2. We can do nothing but defend. Yeah, it's more corporatism. It's like, can you really say that corporations are private? When, like, the president can call up a trading app and tell them what to do and they do it? Oh, we turned someone to a toad. Sweet. It worked. Level up Scourge here. Let's see. More Flare. And more Toad. Defend. Whatever it is, it's lame as heck. Warhammer 3. More Warhammer. At least we turned the zombie into a toad. Alright, let's do Scourge one more time. Flare again. Toad. Defend. Is it gonna work? Nope. Lizard. Get a cure level. We can have someone cast cure here. She's still like. Here we go. Flare. Do cure. Or level 5. Do flare again. This is how you have to level. This is how you have to do magic in this game. It's kind of silly, but that's how it is. You protect. Give me a guitar technic tutorial in the next video. I don't know what that means. Oh, guitar technique tutorial. We can do that. February is going to be all music, so if you weren't around for the stream last night. So starting February, I'm going to be making music a little bit much more hard. Much more focused on that. Scourge should level up now. And so I'll be doing that. And game streams will be Monday, Thursday, Saturday, I think. So we got that. That's what's going on. Poison damage. Have you seen the Astartes shorts? I have not. Look this way. We here could buy 1% of AT&T, and that would theoretically entitle us to 1% of post-tax profits. The government gets 35% of pre-tax profits without investing a dollar. Who owns what? Let's see here. Let's ready to cure again. Flare one more time. And do Scourge again. And we'll attack. Look at that awesome 5 damage. The flare's getting stronger. Is the first Final Fantasy worth playing for the mini NES Classic console? Bought one a couple years ago. It's just collecting dust. I mean, I did it. I think it's great to play it if you've never played the original NES version. It's got some warts. There's like some spells that don't work. There's, you know, stuff like that. So you're going to have to deal with that. But other than that, it's pretty good. Yeah, I think it's worth at least playing so that you know where everything started with. Yeah, now we're starting to get some actual damage here. Should be enough flare here. They released the trailer for Godzilla vs. Kong. I think even if it weren't for COVID, it would likely bomb hard considering how poorly Godzilla 2 did and how Legendary's slate tends to do. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Here we go. Curse, Scourge, Aura, MP magic, flare, MP int, protect, blind. See, just gaining all kinds of stats here. It's great. We just walk across the water and go stay at an inn. Don't even have to use a cottage. Stay at the inn. $500 gil, I'll take it. All right. So I think that's probably going to be it for this stream. Let me make sure I linked the next stream. I'll be on another stream at 3:30. So in, what time is it? In an hour. So I'll be on this next stream in an hour. Let me find it and I'll link it to you guys. Wait, here it is. Here it is. Okay, so I'll be on another stream in an hour. You can stop by for that. I'm gonna take a little break and relax for a bit. And that's probably what I'm gonna do. Maybe try to do some work in the meantime. There we go. Okay. That's probably it. I do appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.